We're repping.
And we are live. Here we go. Playing this in.
Get it?
Welcome to Earl and the Idiot, the show that gives you the answers you need to take your business to the next level. With Earl Flormata, one of Vancouver's most sought-after business and marketing consultants, author of Business Engine Optimization, consultant to over 60 successful businesses, an all-around evil marketing genius with a combined total of more than $70 million worth of sales to his credit. And some idiot. Okay, here we
We
go.
go. Here we go.
Here we go, indeed.
We got to update your. We need to continually update your running total of how much money you've earned for businesses,
I
and just
stopped
do
counting after 70. I don't know now. I'm
uh,
probably north of 100 something at least.
every week we just do a record scratch and we go in 85. Like
So, yeah.
uh,
Until it's just like the McDonald's, just millions and millions served, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, until we just give up into like tons of millions. How are you doing?
I am good. Just got off a call with a joint venture client and reseller, so that'll be fun. They were they were just adamant on working with me. They're like, I met this guy before he had a heart attack, and then he had a heart attack, and then I've been trying to hunt him down ever since. And I'm like, sorry. So there you go. But
Oh,
now
you're the
now now
guy.
we're doing business together. He's got like, 7,000, 8,000 clients underneath him because he's a service provider guy. And so yeah. So that'll be a nice magnification factor. I know I always preach joint venture and da 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 and just so you guys know, I actually do that stuff, right? So
Yeah. Sometimes you practice what you preach.
sometimes, not all the time. Yeah.
My dumbass over here for a second was like, wait, what? Who had a heart attack? What are you talking about? Like, oh yeah, you're the guy.
Isn't me in the hospital?
Yeah, right. I was literally there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Any exciting any did you go on any good networking this week?
Good networking. There wasn't a whole lot of network, but like one-on-one meetings and stuff. Yeah. So, my buddy Dwayne moved back to Vancouver for now, to help out his alien father. So yeah. So he's back, and he's never experienced. So apparently I am like,
Oh,
we nickname my buddy the experience jockey because he's always like, you gotta try this, you gotta try that, you gotta try this, and I'm kind of following in his footsteps. The Dwayne's never ever had hot pot, so I'm like,
oh,
oh. Well, I guess we're having hot pot. And so the same thing, like you've never been to night market. We're going to night market tomorrow. So yeah, the purveyor of experiences.
it's your experience. All right. Love it. Yeah, that's good. I'm pretty stoked for that. I'm gonna starve myself all day. I'm not gonna eat anything until it's time to go to the night market. So I got room for to sample all the wares.
Fair enough.
I
Yeah,
also
yeah.
assume you're the best guy to go to a night market with. You probably know all the best snacks and the best deals and
So.
yeah.
It changes every season, right? So this is my first time going this season, so I don't
Uh,
know who's there or who's not, but I'll let you know who the good ones are once we get there. It's like, oh, I remember these guys. These guys are good. And my very favorite one was Mogu. It was a Japanese chicken place,
okay.
and they started with a food cart. They ended up at the night market, and then now they have a whole full on restaurant. And I took Bryce there the other day. He's like, "Holy crap, this is good!" And I'm like, "See, these guys were the whole reason I went to night market before, right?" So,
What kind of food is it?
chicken,
Okay.
like the
Just
best damn like Japanese style chicken you've had in your life. It is mind-blowingly good comparatively speaking to other like karage style places.
hmm.
And when you have it, you're like, "Where's this been all my life?" And so I guess we're
All right.
going one day. So.
Well, yeah, hopefully well maybe they have a booth there. We'll see them
No,
at the night
well,
market.
I think once they got the restaurant, they stopped having a booth. But
Oh, you gotta keep having the booth. You gotta stay true to your roots. You can't just ignore the thing which brought you that much success, right?
the restaurant's doing pretty good. So yeah. I prefer the restaurant because now I can eat it all year round instead of having to wait for night market. So
Brilliant.
so.
All right. Well, shall we introduce people to the show? Should we tell them what
Ab-
it's all about?
Absolutely.
All right. So, welcome to Earl and the Idiot. We appreciate you joining us very much. Um, on the show, we have Earl here, who's super neato at business, as you heard in the intro, and me.
I love the pause. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm a guy here to ask the stupid questions because you only get the smart answers if you ask the stupid questions, right?
that
They
works.
say there's no stupid questions. Well, there are, but you should ask them anyway. 'Cause,
This is a safe place,
this is a safe play. Now, judgment free zone. We listen and we don't judge.
right?
Uh, um, but if you don't ask the stupid question, you'll stay stupid. If you ask the stupid question, just be ready to listen to the answer. That's the only problem. People get too committed to being stupid and they don't listen to the answer when they actually get it.
Well, some people just hold on to it like grim death because it's the way we've always done it, and
Right?
I'm one of those people who are like, well, but why did we always do it that way? Show me the history behind the thing, and
Hmm.
then I'll believe, right?
That was my favorite one. Someone, another business consultant I knew. Sorry, you're not the only business consultant in my life.
Oh no, you're cheating on me.
Was working for, I think it was Kodak, like a big film company or whatever.
Hmm.
And they were losing, this one warehouse was losing money. It couldn't stay profitable. And the CEO said, I need you to get down there and audit that factory and figure out what the cause is. And he came back to the CEO and said, I audited the factory. I figured out what the cause is. I was like, what's the cause? He goes, you. I'm like, what do you mean? And he holds up a note. And the note said, dispose of the first layer of every flat of film. And what had happened was there was a shipment that was damaged. I think maybe it was water damaged or something.
Yeah,
So he wrote this note to the warehouse and said, dispose of the first layer because that's the layer that got wet.
right,
So
right.
dispose of the first layer. And the notes stayed up on the wall
And they did
and
that
they've been
forever.
destroying the first layer ever since.
Oh my God.
It was
Yeah.
standard practice in that warehouse to dispose of the first layer of film because no one ever examined the practice, like you said.
No, no, but this note came from the CEO, so it's got to
Yeah,
be real.
better
It's
follow
got to
it.
be true.
All right. So what we do every week is we take things that Earl has encountered in his business interactions throughout the week. He presents three of them to me. I pick one that we're going to talk about. And then, because we're not lazy, but very efficient, uh, um, we feed that topic into AI, and AI pushes out a show outline for us. And then we go over that and react to it. And that gives us, we tried it the other way. We tried writing our own show notes, and it makes for a less interesting show because it's too scripted. This way we can agree, disagree, move in and out, and just be real, man.
Yeah. And it's more fun.
We're all
And
about
we don't
keeping it
have to
real.
prep.
Yeah, exactly. I said it's not because we're lazy.
Yeah, yeah.
And as a reminder, we're up on Facebook and LinkedIn Live.
Hmm.
And I was going to say, if you
On
are
YouTube as well.
watching, to give us a like, and we'll give you a shout out. And before I even said it, someone who knows the deal has already liked us. Michael Jafares.
Oh, cool.
What up, Michael? What do you know what Michael does for work or
Yeah, yeah. He consults and does like a health company.
health company? Outstanding.
So I'm actually going to soon be partaking in his product. So that'll be cool,
Oh, really?
actually.
Do you
So
want to give
he
him a free
watched all
shout
my
out?
hospital updates and was like, dude,
Uh,
you gotta fix that. I'm like, all
hmm,
right. So I've known him for years. The last time I seen him was like a long ass time ago. I saw him, I think it was been like a month ago now, and he
mhm.
looks younger than when he did like 10 years ago. And I'm like, are you like reverse aging? What the hell? And I'm like, okay, well, just watching him from when I saw him to now, it's like I believe in whatever the hell you're doing. So
Do you know he doesn't have the name of his business on his Facebook page? Do you know the name of the business?
I
Shout him
believe
out,
it's
give a free ad.
called
We want to reward the sort of behavior of watching our
Life
show.
Vantage, I believe is the name of his business. Life Vantage, like Advantage, but Life Vantage.
Yeah, like
So
vintage. I got it. Shout out. Hey, if you Michael, if you want to comment your business, we'll give you a free shout out. Like I
there you
say, we
go.
want we want to reward this kind of behavior.
Well,
Um,
I like him because he's probably going to help save my life or elongate my life. So
Well,
Props
then
to you.
I like him too. The longer we got Earl around, the better. Get to work, Michael. Tell him to stop going to night markets and eating all the chicken.
It's the stinky tofu that kills you, right?
Oh God. If you can survive stinky tofu, you can survive anything. All right. Shall we dive right into it? Shall
Yeah,
we just immediately and without delay start talking about the topic at hand today?
sure.
So today's topic was steps to take to sell a business for small business owners. As you can see, this business is for sale and it's 50% '06 for some reason
I
off.
don't know.
This random '06 has just appeared here. Yes, and I always make a different background for each episode. So when you're looking through the thumbnails later, you can tell
You can
which
figure out which
episode is
one's
which.
which. Yeah,
Yeah. So the other contenders this week were how to find networking groups in your city when you've just moved in, and recognizing sponsors at your events, method to give them the proper recognition so they sponsor again and again. I chose this one because I felt like a change of pace. It's something we haven't talked about, something I don't really know that much about, or know how to sell or buy a business. So time for me to learn, I guess. So Earl and the Idiot, May 21st episode. We didn't number our episodes. I mean, no, I haven't even done. Selling your business. This is what the title that AI has given us for the episode today. Selling your business without accidentally lighting it on fire on the way out.
I like it.
Don't do that. Three things to do. Start cleaning your numbers now. It doesn't mean cooking the books, does it? It just means
No.
cleaning. Okay. If your bookkeeping looks like a raccoon, organize your receipts. You don't have a business, you have a hobby with invoices. Get your profits and losses. P&Ls is profits and losses, right?
Yep.
Culture, this
P&L
is not my
statements.
forte. P&Ls cleaned up, tax filings organized, recurring revenue documented, SOPs written down. That's not numbers. Client contracts centralized. Buyers don't buy potential, they buy clarity and predictability.
So yeah,
Straightforward.
that all makes sense. Most people are too busy running the business, putting out like the day-to-day fires. Like, oh, there's an
Mhm.
angry customer on this line, or like, somebody's sick and then we have to find a replacement for them for a week or something like that. Like all the little day-to-day stuff that you deal with as as an owner operator usually, right? Most people who are like the business owners are the owner and operator, which is kind of crappy because that's not how you're supposed to run a business. You're supposed to run a business, building systems so you can get out of the damn way. So, well, let's go through all these things. P&L's cleaned up. That's just common sense, right?
P
Because
and L's is for the record what Earl just said. P
P&L,
and L's.
P&L.
Sounded like you
So,
said penals.
um, cleaned up. And like the tax filings, like I've seen businesses who haven't filed their taxes in like 5 years, right?
I've seen
So,
people like that too.
so you got to get those cleaned up because that's what you're going to get your multiplier on. Right? So, that's how they're going to evaluate the business. You're not going to get your fair price if you don't figure this stuff out. Also, you could be completely delusional where someone's like, oh, I'm going to sell the business for a million billion dollars, and it's not worth that because they don't have this stuff down and they don't realize they've been operating at a loss for like 2 years. So, um, so those two make absolute sense. SOPs written down. Oh my God. The
Mhm.
number of businesses that I know who do not have their processes documented somewhere. And
Mhm.
it's almost like, ancient, handing me down of like lineages and stuff and information. It's just like, okay, we're going to teach this to you and you got to teach it the next. And that guy quits in like a week, right? And you have nothing written down, right? And that's not good. So write this
It's just an
stuff.
oral tradition.
So it can't be an oral tradition. Absolutely not.
Right.
So, but even back when we met, all the way at the Kickstarter days,
Hmm.
I was taking a video of where the key was hidden, how to unlock the door, the code to the door, and where all the light switches were. Because all the interns were like, "Okay, we're working," and they were working in the dark, and I'm like, "Why are you the power out?" They're like, "No, we don't know where the light switch is." Oh my God, right? And it's just, come on, guys, like the light switch is over here. And then so I documented I literally just took my phone and walked around while I opened the joint and just filmed everything that I do when I open the place. Like turn on this light, turn on that light, turn off the alarm system. Here's the alarm system code. Please don't call the police. Yeah, all that kind of good stuff. So
I think I remember seeing you walk around with your phone like that.
So, well, because I was just sick of doing it myself, and like I said, like those poor interns were working in the dark, and I'm like, are you kidding me? So it wasn't that big a place. Like you can just look at the wall and figure out where the light switch is.
Hmm.
But you know, some
Client
interns are
contact
smarter than others.
centralized.
So
Client contact centralized. This is a good one. Like I said, I'm working with a guy right now who's been in business for 30 years, and everything is still on slips of paper. He has little invoices on pieces of paper.
we had one client store customer credit cards on slips of paper in a safe. And I'm like, that is not safe, right? So the employees would then just go to the safe, unlock it, and then get the piece of paper, put in the credit card again, and then like there's recurring card payments these days, right? You don't have to keep putting it in every single time. You can just push a button, and it'll just bill them every month. And they're like, "Wait, you can do that?" And I'm like, "Oh my God!" And so yeah. So they if they ever got attacked somehow, like then someone gets all these credit card numbers, that's a bad thing. So yeah.
This is, I skipped ahead here to the next points, and the actual basic thing is not here. This is probably a good example of a dumb question, but what is the actual way you value a business?
It's based on the type of business and the multiplier based on that set.
Hmm.
So some businesses are worth like let's say 2x, two times whatever the revenue or the EBITDA is. So it's
The what?
earnings before income taxes, et cetera, et cetera.
Earnings before
So
income, taxes,
so
etc.
so you can just Google EBITDA, EBITDA, I think it's spelled. Um, but there's a multiplier effect on certain niche markets. Like a gym multiplier is going to be less than, let's say, a fintech multiplier, right?
Hmm.
Like a financial tech company is going to be worth more because all they do is deal with money all day. They don't have to, wipe down smelly gym equipment. Not that gyms are bad, it's just that that's just the valuation that the marketplace puts on these things. And if you go north of a certain amount, so once you hit your first million, once you first hit your first 10 million in revenue, there's multipliers based on that too, right? On
Hmm.
on the size. And so if you want to figure out, what the multipliers are, one, just ask freaking ChatGPT. It'll tell you like the average multiplier in your industry is X. And then you can figure out what your multiplier is. Um, and then obviously once you figure out what your multiplier is, adjust your business accordingly so that you can get the maximum multiplier once you sell the darn thing.
Just cook the books, right?
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah,
one way to do it, but then that's also a way to go to jail and get
right.
sued. So don't do that.
So, but the multiplier is not like a hard and fast mathematical thing. There's a factor of
There's a range, right?
hmm,
And the range is based on multiple things, multiple categories. So I can't get into it because there's just too many, right? Like so you have to look at what do you do and what's the average range that people will buy stuff for because that's the acceptable, given market price. And then, what can you do to maximize that in your sector?
all right.
So so yeah.
EBITDA is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization.
There you go.
There. Now we're all so much smarter. See, you don't ask the dumb questions. All right. Now here's one. This is just good advice, whether you're selling or not. Um, and where's that thing come from that where the guy said to ask two questions often in your business, which are, what if I keep this business forever, and what if I sell tomorrow?
Yeah. That was
And if
a
you,
good one. That was from the focus group.
hmm,
Um and he had it in one of his podcasts, right? So you treat your business as if you're going to sell it tomorrow, you treat your business as if you're going to hold on to it forever. And based on those two mindsets, you start making shifts based on those two thought processes, right? Like if I'm going to hold on to this forever, what would make my life a better place, right? And if I was going
hmm,
to sell it tomorrow, well, what does the new guy want to see so that he pays me the most amount of money possible, right?
right.
So and both of those things they're kind of separate and together all at once, right? So it's weird how they're both they both give you different answers, and but both answers are good. So
All right. So yeah, so this is a bit of that advice. Remove yourself as the bottleneck. If the
hmm.
business dies the second you disappear for 10 days, congratulations, you own a job with overhead. A sellable business needs systems, delegation, documented processes, repeatable lead flow, staff that can operate without you breathing down everyone's neck like Batman with a CRM subscription. What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. I'm like that's a weird one. I'm reading it going, huh?
Your
Okay,
metaphors are broken, ChatGPT.
yeah,
Staff that can operate without you breathing down everyone's neck like Batman with a CRM subscription. That makes no sense.
no,
Am I? It's not just me, right? That makes no sense at
no.
all.
When you said it, I'm like that doesn't compute.
But yeah, like Batman is known for working alone. He's not the
Yeah.
boss of a bunch of people.
Well,
So,
technically, as Bruce Wayne, sort of, you know.
well, then say Bruce Wayne. Batman doesn't
Yeah,
breathe down people. Bruce Wayne might.
yeah, maybe.
And then with the CRM subscription, why would him having a CRM subscription make him breathe down your neck
I
more?
don't get it. It doesn't compute. So bad ChatGPT. That was
Yeah.
not a good analogy.
Are we witnessing model collapse in real time?
Maybe.
Model collapse, for those who don't know, it's where you start the output from ChatGPT is now filling up the source of the model, which is the internet. And so it's reading its own output to give itself input, to give itself output, to give itself input.
Well, this
And you
this is
get
where you get the copy of the copy of the copy, and it's
the
not so good,
feedback loop. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. So this is an artifact right here. I'm gonna keep this. This is gonna be a historic moment. This is when we knew ChatGPT was
Jump the shark.
was jump the shark. Exactly. Jump the shark like Batman with a shark.
Uh,
Anyway, the less you the business needs, the more valuable it becomes.
well, just think. I mean, if you're going to sell it and you're the pillar holding everything together, and you leave, that means the new owner becomes the new pillar holding everything together. And yeah, that's bad, right? Like, I went to the what the hell is it called? It was a trade show, and they were showing off all the franchises, right?
Mhm.
And I was just, perusing and checking things out. And one of them, I'm not going to name names and throw them under the bus, but
No.
like one of them specifically said, these are owner operated. And the moment I heard that, I'm like, that's not a franchise. That's a job with overhead, right? Like
Yeah.
like it said here. So the job with overhead, that was funny. I agree. Batman with the CRM, not so much. But yeah. So they're like, no. Like you how many of these can you own? Oh, only one. Like, what? Well, that's not really a business, right?
Hmm.
And you have to do everything in it pretty much to be successful at this. And like he was saying this to fend off the people who just wanted to put money in and just walk away. And yeah, that totally like when I saw that this is how the structure works and here's all the numbers and it's owner operated, that was almost offensive to me. It's like that's not a business. So yeah, definitely that's not going to work, right? Um so I ran away after that. Like the moment he said that, I'm like, oh, thanks, but no thanks. That's not what I'm here for.
Right.
So yeah, but I'm just surprised because there's so many of this franchise, and I didn't realize that they were all run like this, and I'm just like, ooh, right? So,
Oh, I want you
and
to
the
name
funny thing is,
names
I
now.
know somebody who just bought into one of these things. This is before I went to the show, and now I feel sad for them because before I was like, oh, good for them, they did a business thing, and now it's like, ooh, I'm sorry for them, they did a business thing that's not so businessy. So, so agreed, everything except the Batman pit.
Right. Yeah. But again, this is good advice for any business owner. This is just, I mean, this is everybody's goal. Probably people hear this and go, "Yeah, I wish."
Yeah, absolutely. Like I mean, even I have to go through these steps on a regular basis because,
Mhm.
like I said, just earlier in the show, like I had a heart attack, fell off the map for a little bit. Everyone's like, "Where the hell is Earl?" Because I'm never late for anything, and
Yeah.
they're like, he just disappeared off the map. I know no one's seen hide nor hair of him for like a week, and
Mhm.
yeah, so yeah, if I had systems and processes and other stuff in place someone would figure this stuff out and go, well, he's not here. Let's cancel maybe the next three of like the BEO show or whatever
Yeah.
and figure out where he's at, right? Is he okay? And figure all this stuff out. But no, like I didn't have these processes in place. So I fell off the grid and everybody panicked, right? So it's because usually I'm pretty quick with my responses. Like if you
Yeah.
text me on WhatsApp, I'm answering you real quick. Unless I'm sleeping, I'm answering you right now. And
That's
yeah,
what alerted me, is like you didn't answer me for like a day or something. I was like, what the hell is going on?
yeah. So if I don't answer, something's wrong. So,
By the way, you're not live on. You didn't go live to LinkedIn for the record. Not
oh,
seeing you
LinkedIn
here.
is having issues.
Yeah, just FYI. Also, I just noticed that the 50% off sign on the generic business
Oh yeah.
is it's casting a shadow on nothing right here. Got an overhanging shadow on the side. Oh, you
Oh
can't see
yes,
my
I see
mouse, of
that.
course. Yeah,
So
sorry.
AI
I
is
was
not
pointing out with
quite
my
there
mouse.
just yet.
AI is pooping the bed today. What can I tell you? All right. This is the number three thing to do when you are looking to sellify your business. Build recurring and transferable revenue. One-time deals are sexy. Predictable cash flow is marriage material. Memberships, retainers, maintenance plans, service agreements, anything that makes a buyer go, oh, good. Money continues happening after Earl disappears into the jungle with a laptop and a whiskey. Is that what you're going to disappear into the jungle with?
So clearly AI doesn't know me because
Right. I was going to say,
I can't get drunk.
yeah,
And in the jungle, there's no freaking Wi-Fi. So
yeah. You're
so,
more likely to disappear into like Tokyo or something. I don't know, like somewhere with a
well,
lot of technology around you.
well, usually if I want to disappear, there's this one coffee shop that I frequent that has like zero reception. And
Hmm.
so I go there and hide because no one can find me and no one can reach me. It's like I need to think and get some stuff done. So I just go there and it's like putting everything on airplane mode, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But the cafe itself has Wi-Fi, so I just connect all my devices where you can't find me on, and then those are good. And I get the work done, and then I come back to civilization and plug back in. So, but
You know, I was thinking of open up a coffee shop and call it the Faraday Cafe.
okay,
And a Faraday cage is that thing
yeah,
that protects against EMF signals or whatever. And so make a Faraday cafe and then line the walls with like copper. So when you go in there, there are no signals at all. So it's like a getaway. It's a space where you just can't even get signals. So you sit there and we all have books and maybe
there you go.
VHS movies or something
How to
playing. And
unplug properly. Oh, I did check the LinkedIn, by the way. It did push 25. Holy cow, we've been on for 25 minutes already.
yeah,
25 minutes ago, but it also says error happened. So I'm like, uh-oh. So I might have
yeah,
to restream this to LinkedIn. We'll see. But we do
yeah,
have
maybe.
one like on it so far.
Oh, we do. Yeah, I can't see
So
it. Where is it? Or who is
uh
it? Give him a shout out.
oh, it just says something went wrong. So I don't know. So
So you can't even see the like.
I can't even see who to like it. I'm sorry.
We're really sorry, whoever liked that. We'll figure it out. We'll shout you out next episode. Or go across to Facebook and like us over there, and then we'll give you a shout out there too. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, something
All right.
borked on LinkedIn stream. So yeah, LinkedIn's unhappy.
Sorry about that. Okay. So anyway, Earl is not disappearing into the jungle with a laptop and a whiskey. Um, AI is really letting us down today, but does make sense to build recurring and transferable revenue.
That's one of the things I preach at the BEO stuff, right? Like I don't do anything unless it's recurring now. So when I got into business the first time, it was around finances, and finances pays a recurring fee on your sale. So you don't not only make the upfront commission, you make the ongoing commission for as long as that person remains a client. And then I really enjoyed that. And then I switched to, I can't remember what I switched to after that, but some of these other things you only get paid once. And I'm like, wait, I only get paid once? Because I'm so used to getting paid over and over and over again. I
Mhm.
kind of I kind of missed the first one. And so now, if it doesn't have recurring, I don't want it. It's the same amount of brain damage to sell something that's a one shot versus something that's recurring,
Right.
right? So, if I'm gonna, hurt myself trying to figure this out, I want to get paid over and over and over and over again, right? So multiple times. So building recurring and transferable revenue is very, very important.
Mhm.
So
Something I've realized, this is sort of related.
yeah.
I used to be really opposed to monthly subscriptions for software.
Mhm.
I was like, just sell me the thing and leave me alone. You know what I mean? I don't want to be paying you every month. But my opinion on that is flipped because, first of all, it means you can try the software out for 20 bucks a month or whatever,
Yeah.
see if it's worth doing. If you don't like it, you're out 20 bucks for the month's or seven or free, nothing for a free month or for a free week
Trial.
subscription or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, But so, you ease your cost of entry, but then also the fact they're getting recurring revenue from you means it's in their interest to keep you happy,
Also, yes.
right? I bought this photo editing software for like $200 a couple of years ago. Now it's out of date. They're not pushing updates without a subscription anymore. They don't care about me because they got their money from me.
Yep.
Whereas if they wanted my, $15 a month or something, from all their customers, it's worth it to keep it updated, keep
Funny
adding
enough,
new features.
that's the story I tell on the BEO systems, right? Like
Mm,
I use Adobe as an example. So I actually show their earnings, and when Adobe switched from here buy Photoshop for like $900, right?
mhm,
To if you want Photoshop, it's $20 a month or whatever it is, and if you're a student, it's only 15 or 10.
mhm.
Their revenue shot through the roof because people stopped pirating it.
Right.
Because if you pirate it, yeah, you get the $900 piece of software, but you don't get any of the updates and any of the connectivity,
Yeah.
right? And since they're monitoring your usage and you're using like, server side stuff, if you don't pay, they just unplug you. So people stop pirating it and all of a sudden their revenue shot through the roof. And because their revenue was shooting through the roof, they're like, hey, we have all this extra money for R&D and fixing stuff to your point, where it's just like, hey, if you want to keep me, hey, I want this thing to happen. And now they have a bigger budget for R&D and a bigger budget for this. So it's a cascading growth piece, right? Like more people join in because they're like, oh my God, I can do this now. And then they join and then they add their $20 a month to the pile. And then the pile gets bigger and bigger. And I was just showing their revenue increase in billions when they
Mm,
switched over to a recurring source, right? And so also the thing is, like you said, the barrier to entry is so much lower. Like a
yeah.
student can afford 10, $20 and get in and start learning how to use this. And it's the software that runs everything, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, so it makes it more accessible, it makes it easier to use, it gives them a way better R&D budget. It actually benefits everybody. And like
Yeah.
just think about it. How many $10 do you have to pay to equivalent to the $900 it used to cost, right?
Mm,
And once you buy that, how when they update it and they release the next version, it's
yeah.
another, $500 to upgrade. $10, right? Well, it's a lot of $10. So
Yeah, exactly. Or it's like, you paid that much money for, over the course of 45 months, you paid that much money. Anyway.
yeah, but hopefully you've made enough business that that pays for itself,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah.
good
But
model.
I've gone from being annoyed by it, be like, oh, another goddamn subscription, to looking at a one-time payment software and going, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to drop that money and then not be a priority for the company anymore. I'd much rather pay the smaller amount more often,
Well,
even if it adds
because
up.
what if the big bad software sucks,
Yeah.
right? You're like, it doesn't do the thing I needed to do, or it does
Yeah.
it really badly.
Or what if a year from now someone makes a better one, you want to switch?
Yep.
Yep.
You're out $500, $1,000, whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Or AI makes it entirely obsolete, but that's another topic.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
That was a topic of discussion this morning where it's like, oh yeah, we used to do this and this used to cost us thousands of dollars and now we run it through an AI and AI just does everything. I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah. I've officially lost my first gig to AI. You were there, remember? When our mutual friend said that potential client of mine, oh, she just built her site with AI. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, yes, I was. So
Well,
so
another
that
top.
that's
That's
that's why they never followed up with that. I told you there was like, hey, there's a follow-up here somewhere, and
yeah,
then it didn't happen. I'm like, something happened.
something happened. Anyway, that's a good topic for a show. Is your job going to disappear because of AI? All right. So moving on. I was padding for time a little bit because we actually started on time, which puts us ahead of schedule because we usually start late. Two things to avoid when trying to sell your business. Don't wait until burnout to sell. Too many owners decide to sell after revenue drops, staff leaves, customers notice, and they personally look like raccoons surviving on caffeine and regret. See, again, weak, weak sauce metaphor. Also, earlier it said, if your bookkeeping looks like raccoons, organize your receipts. So overdoing the raccoon thing, shadows floating in midair. Earl's drinking whiskey. This whole thing is just falling apart. See, folks, this is why you can't trust AI, and you got to hire a dependable website builder.
Otherwise, you'll have raccoons and whiskey in your images by random.
Nothing but caffeinated raccoons drinking whiskey in the jungle.
Yeah.
All right. So sell while the business still looks healthy and exciting. So you sell at the peak, right?
It's the whole if we go back to the whole jump the shark thing, right?
Hmm.
Happy Days was really good up until that jumping shark episode. Then it's just like, it's kind of going downhill from here, right? So, um, there's people who like retire and they retire the show, like Friends, right? Like it
Yeah.
had a good run. I think it was like 10 seasons or something like that, and then they ended
Mhm.
on a high note, right? You don't want to end on the downswing where it's falling apart and everything's weird, right? So
Yeah.
if you look at like another one, I'll use another TV analogy, like Roseanne, right? It was on the upswing, and then they won the lottery, and then the story went to shit, right? Or like, what
Mhm.
happened, right? So that didn't work out, and
That's
so
why I always respect British television, because British television just makes the shows they want to make and stops.
yeah,
Like Faulty Towers has like 10 episodes
right,
because they just made them all perfect and then they've done what they wanted to do and they stopped. And look, it's still people watch it to this day. It's still a
yeah,
legendary
because it's
show.
still funny, right? Like
Yeah,
yeah. So leave it at the quality piece, right? So this is also deciding who you are and what you want to do, right?
no small task.
So there's a bunch of businesses that I'm going to build, and then I'm going to sell, and then I'm going to walk away
Hmm.
because I don't want to be part of these things longer term because I know that there's going to be shifts in the market. It's going to be super competitive. It's going to be really hard to keep on going. And I don't want to do that part of the business, or I don't want to be in that piece of business longer term, right? Like let's make the millions and then get out while the getting's good, sell my shares, sell, and walk away on a high than waiting until the damn thing falls over. Because as the thing starts to fall over, you're spending more energy propping it up than you are, making it, and the enjoyment level goes down. So yeah, like why wallow in the misery, right? So
Hmm.
make a decision, that okay, we're gonna sell this thing when we hit this mark and this much automation and this much stuff, or we should at least consider selling at this much. And then you just check the gas tank, like how many years do you think you got left in this thing? Um, yeah, like a buddy of mine is turning like 68 and he has a business that's running. And he's like, you know what? I've had enough. Like, there's enough money in the bank and there's enough, stuff going on, and I have enough revenue from other things. It's time to close up shop, right? So there is a time and place where that happens, and yeah, that's know when to fold them.
Right. Hopefully you don't sell when the business, um, when the business is tanking, you're selling a still a going business, but you just want to get out.
Yeah, yeah.
You just
That
hit
that
your high
that's
note.
that's the decision, right? Because just remember, like the startup founder energy is much different than the operation energy it takes to continue making things go. Like even just look at Apple as an example, right?
Yeah.
Like Apple's original CEO, Steve Jobs, he was a visionary type, and then Cook came in, and what did Cook do? Well, he did logistics,
Hmm.
right? That's not sexy, right?
No.
But that's what it took to get to the next level. And the next guy who's coming in, hardware guy, right? Is
Mm.
that as sexy as the visionary? No, right? But that's the next step. So the person who takes the torch after the first piece, after you've built this thing up, it's a different type of energy, right? So pass the torch and then retire or build something new.
All right. Okay, we've actually kind of gotten behind now because of all my digressions. Mission accomplished. Um, all right, number two thing not to do when you're looking to sell your business, don't hide problems. Don't not hide problems. What? No, wait. You should not, don't hide Anyway, every business has skeletons. The issue isn't having skeletons. The issue is when the buyer finds them before you tell them. A hidden issue kills trust faster than the issue itself.
Yeah. If
Sounds
it's
pretty
too
smart.
good to be true, it's too good to be true.
Hmm.
right? Like there's no such thing as a perfect business. There's always something else, right? It's like spinning plates, right?
Yeah.
So there's always one more plate to spin that you wish you had enough time to do, but you didn't, right?
Right.
So even if you're running the ultimate business and then you ask a silly question, oh, do you have any good partners? Like, no.
Hmm.
Why not? Well, that could be a thing that would propel the business to that next level. And maybe you're just not a partner kind of person, right? You just want to build it on your own, do your own thing, clock in, clock out, call it a day, and then go from there. Um, I, on the other hand, am a partner kind of guy, right? So you partner up and then you build it big, and then you let go of your shares and move on to the next thing. So yeah, don't hide problems. It just festers, and then when someone finds it, they're like, "Hey, what's this?" Uh-oh, and then
Hmm.
that's it, blows up good. So that's
I
not
think
good.
I think explaining the issues also builds, even that alone builds trust. Like hiding them will kill it if they find out.
But
But when you
like
say, "Hey, look, let me be honest with you,"
explaining the problem to the next guy, and if that guy's strength is fixing that problem,
yeah.
he will see opportunity in the business and he'll know exactly where it can grow, right? So, and if you show the problem and they're not an expert in fixing it, they know that they're a bad match for that business. So, yeah, it benefits both parties. It's like, hey, look, we didn't do this part. I wish we had the time to do this because no one has enough time to do everything,
Hmm.
right? And so showing that off, and then if that person that's taken over is an expert at that thing, and they're like, hey, I can totally do that, it lights them up and spurs them even more, right? And now they want to buy your business more. And now if they were teeter-tottering on like a valuation of 3x versus a valuation of 3.5x, they don't mind paying that extra half because they know that there's an upside for them.
It's a big opportunity. Yeah, I like that. I
So
feel like if you say to an entrepreneurial type, "Hey, look, our business has never figured out a way to," they're immediately like, "I can do it. I can do it."
yeah. Well, like for example, I had a business that was for sale from one of my clients, and they've never done ever a paid ad in their whole lives,
Mm.
and they never run it in their business, never remembered to. Everything was organic, everything was word of mouth. And the person that was buying happened to also own an agency. And they're like, well, we have staff that can add paid. So you've never run a paid ad ever? No. You're making how much revenue? This much. Holy crap. Right. And they're like, they one kudos to them for reaching that volume. Well, basically, with one leg, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, and they're like, oh yeah, and we also don't have any social media profiles. They're like, oh my God. And then and the marketing dude's like, okay, well, we have another department that just does that by itself. So we could look at potentially a 5 or 10x on the business. This is the guy thinking in his head. I was the one, I was on the side of the guy who was going to buy the business. And when he showed me the numbers, then he showed me that they have zero ads and zero social and zero this. I'm like, dear God, that's a lot of money. So yeah, so they bought it immediately, right?
Brilliant. All right. So here we have from ChatGPT a red hot tip for selling your business. Start running your business like you're not the owner. Seriously, pretend you're just the investor looking at KPIs, efficiency, documentation, team performance, customer retention, profit margins. Most businesses become dramatically more sellable the second the owner emotionally detaches from doing everything personally. The irony, the better you prepare your business to sell, the more likely you are to build something you no longer want to sell. Win-win.
That is so true. So yeah, this is really good because it takes the emotion out of the picture, right?
Mhm.
Because a lot of people have inventoritis, right? Where it's like, I built this thing, it's my baby, I want it to do well, da 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 da, da, and they make irrational decisions based on it's my baby, right?
Right.
Whereas, you look at this thing with just straight numbers, just as an investor, as an outside third party, and now you're evaluating it from its actual merit, right? Not
Mhm.
judging it from I like it because it's pretty, right?
Right.
So that's a huge difference, and that irony is actually pretty funny. Like once you fix all these things, all of a sudden you don't want to sell because it's prettier and it works better, right? It's now a well-oiled machine, and you want it to go.
Right. Start
So
showing up less. That's what I heard.
yeah, I like this one. I agree with this one. This one's a good one. And there's no weird Batman reference. So
Right.
yeah.
I gotta cut and paste. I gotta cut that out of here. Be like, breaking. It's breaking, I tell you. Um,
It's time.
it's time. Hit it. Hack of the week.
Hack of the
Earl's
week.
hack for
So
selling your business.
remember, I don't read the things before this, before I
Oh,
write this.
uh-oh.
So hacking the multiplier, it kind of overlaps a little bit with some of the stuff we talked about.
Mm,
Sell the business before you sell the business, right?
mhm,
So about 12 to 24 months before you want to sell, act like you have a buyer already watching everything, right? So
mm,
pretend that there's a buyer and that you know have fake meetings with the buyer and go, okay, well, do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have this? So imagine you're buying your own business and it's like, oh crap, right? So all those things that you were, putting off, that you never got around to, all of a sudden they see the light of day. It's like, oh right, we never documented how to do this thing, right? Like if Bob quits, we're screwed.
mhm,
Every client, entered into the CRM. They're still businesses. Like I just did a talk, for like the real estate board, and I think more than half of the realtors didn't use a CRM. I'm like, well, how do you keep track of all your clients then? They're like, oh, it's all in my head. I'm like,
oh my God.
your client's birthday, their dog's name, their spouse's name, all this crap. And they're like, well, for some of them, like, what if you could remember that for all of them? What would your relationship be like then? You know, and all of a sudden, yeah. But like I know they've changed their gear since, but back when I was working with BMW, they didn't have a CRM. They had binders. And I'm like, wait, you have a binder for your leases? And they said, yeah, this is a September binder. And they whip out the September binder and it's all the leases. And I'm like, have you heard of a database? Like you could make this stuff. What happens if you guys get flooded? Right? If your binder is screwed, how do you know who you're supposed to call? Oh, we don't. That's not good. So yeah, so renewals get systematized. The whole lease thing, binder example. Every lead source gets tracked. How do you know what's working and what's not working? When I was looking at working with Mercedes,
Mhm.
um, they were so proud of their stupid magazine thing, and their magazine thing did not bring in a single client when they spent oodles of money on this damn ad every month. Like I think they were, on the minimum per magazine. I won't tell you how many magazines. They had like 10. They were spending $10,000 per one of these things, and we throw a QR code and we throw a phone number in there, and that never got scanned and never got called. And I'm like, okay, we can safely skip the magazine ads. And they were like holding on to it like grim death. They're like, well, we don't want to get rid of them. We were so pretty. And I'm like, well, they don't work clearly because we watched it for 3 months. Not a single call. I was like, okay, nobody's calling you on this. Nobody cares. And when we scrapped it, we're watching the sales like a hawk. The sales did not move after the magazine went the way of the dodo, right? And that was it. They're like, oh my God. So a lot of these places are so scared. Like they know that half their shit works, but they don't know which half. So they're scared to cancel anything or do it. Just prove it, right? Just show them,
Yeah.
look, nobody's calling from this stupid ad, right? Yes, it's pretty. The owner likes it, but it does nothing. So get rid of it, right? If you want to set $10,000 on fire every month, there's more fun ways to do this, right? So, um, so yeah. So while you're preparing for the sale, you make everything bigger, and because you're making everything bigger and better, the multiplier gets that much bigger. So like a tiny increase in monthly profits makes a giant increase on valuation. So let's say that you do some tweaks and the tweaks make you an extra 5K a month. That's 60K a year, right? At
Mhm.
4x multiplier at 60K, that's $240,000 from like a little $5,000 adjustment, right?
Mm.
So that's when you're dealing with multipliers, every little bit matters because it's magnified, right? So that's super important. But anyway, there's your hack. Like just go from there and build it out and make the multiplier bigger.
Brilliant. Hey, is it
There you go.
true? I remember hearing a long time ago that the cause of the dot-com collapse was because they were pricing ad revenue based on what magazines charge, but with the internet, you could actually see that it didn't work, and so the whole thing
Yeah, because
collapsed.
the pricing model was different. So the way the magazines charge is they were doing it based on cost, like a subscription. So
Right.
it's like having a billboard at a clicker and going, well, this many number of cars went by, so this many number of people could have seen it.
Hmm.
Well, that's not real numbers, right? Those are bullshit numbers.
Right.
So we have 100,000 subscribers, but how many people actually stopped and looked at your thing? You don't know.
Yeah. How
Whereas the
many saw
internet,
the ad?
I
How
can
many?
see granularly, how much it was. So you're getting the real data on that versus the clicker and the billboard, right? So yeah, you're absolutely right. So the .com, they were pricing it on the wrong model.
Right. Well, they're pricing it on basically a BS model that the magazine and newspaper industry had been pulling off for decades.
Well, yeah, it's just that, once you have an extra layer of, you can see what's going on, it makes a difference.
All right. A little digression there, but we had a little extra time. So I guess that's everything. Thank you everyone for watching. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Earl. I should thank the people at the end. Thank you, Earl, for bringing us brilliant insights. Thank you, ChatGPT, for making our life so easy, even though your metaphors suck. And
At least today. Up until today, the metaphors were actually pretty good. I
yeah,
giggled at a couple of them. It's like, hey, that
yeah,
was a good one.
we'll see.
Uh,
But even using raccoon twice, not okay.
it's used raccoon for being on a couple other things, and they were
Yeah.
great. They were actually hilarious. And
Mhm.
then today, the raccoon ones weren't as good. I'm like,
That's
oh,
the problem. See, it obviously realized that you like the raccoon metaphor, so it's like, oh, I'll keep giving them those.
there's the copy of the copy of the copy.
Yeah. All right. And lastly, thank you everyone for joining us. We definitely really appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan, for being an amazing co-host and your 50% off sign that has shadows on this
Yeah.
clouds.
Yeah. Actually, there's another error. ChatGPT added the 06. Shadows are floating in space. It's all collapsing, which is good because then we'll all get our jobs back.
Yeah,
Thanks, everybody. We will see you next week.
you
Wanna
bet.
play us out?
I'll play us out. Gotta find the button. There we go. Here we.
Thanks for listening to Earl and the Idiot. We hope you learned something you can take action on this week. For more information or to contact the show, visit earlandtheidiot.com. And until next time, remember what Shakespeare said. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool.
Bye, everybody.